Today we're taking a look at Warfi. Warfi is a play-to-earn protocol on the Binance Smart Chain, offering two ways to earn passive income, getting rewards in their native kill token. And the team has plans for more revenue streams in the future. Okay, so what is Warfi? Well, Warfi offers three ways to earn on their platform. So they combine investment growth models. If you think of how Horde, loaded nodes, or EMP provide gains, in essence, individuals buy a node in essence. In this case, it's a tent which produces a soldier, so an NFT. And then based on what kind of NFT you get various rewards that come back at a certain percentage per day that ultimately decay over a certain amount of time. And we'll look into those in more detail later. In addition to that, they offer a play to earn option where you can pay to play a game, and then within the game, you have rewards that earn you kill tokens in this case. And then finally, they offer an AI trading bot called the Warbot, which invests into various tokens, and a percentage of their yields or their earnings get distributed to NFT holders. So really, they have a whole ecosystem where they offer three different ways to earn. And so one of the things that Warfi is trying to avoid is the problem where passive income protocols require new investors to constantly buy into their project to keep it alive. So think about all those early projects where they weren't really doing anything with the money. They just were using Tokenomics to take new investment money to pay out existing investors. Um, so the fact that Warfi has a play to earn game that has a trading bot, things that are actually gaining revenue in the real world is helping to fuel their system. So we'll take a look at those in a bit later. Before we get into those details, one disclaimer: we are not financial advisors. All of the content on our website, social media, and these YouTube videos are for educational purposes only. We strongly suggest that you conduct your own research and seek the advice of a licensed financial advisor. With any project investment, especially in crypto and DeFi, there are risks involved. So there's no guarantee for success. So please proceed with caution. All right, taking a look at the team, the founders consist of two individuals, Jason Baxter and Andrew. So Jason is a founder and CEO, and Andrew is a co-founder and COO. If you've seen any of our previous videos, these names might look familiar to you. They are the same founders of the Up protocol. So if you haven't seen that video, definitely take a look. We'll throw a link to that in the description, in the comments below. But these two have been around for a bit. They've been doing some other projects. I'm definitely trying to provide more value into the DeFi space. So this should increase your confidence in the overall project because, if one of their projects fails, it's going to look bad for the other and vice versa. So they have a vested interest to have, one or all of these projects kind of get off the ground and get successful. All right, so let's take a look at the tokenomics. So like as I mentioned, there are a number of ways to earn in this platform. So the very first way is through investments. It's kind of, as I mentioned before, a node kind of model, just like how loaded nodes or Horde operate. So the very first step is you buy the kill token. You can buy that on PancakeSwap. It's roughly $1, or I think $1.01 BUSD for one kill token. And that's used to fuel all the purchases within the platform. After you have enough of the kill token, you can buy a tent, which is in essence an NFT. And from that tent, you spawn a soldier, which is another NFT. It's kind of like a mystery box type scenario where you buy at a certain level, and then you can spawn a soldier at a certain tier, so to speak. And then what soldier you have drives how fast you get rewards. One important thing is it does not drive the total number of rewards. Within the system, I think it's 161%-ish around there that you get for any of the tiers. But the tiers do have a different entry price and a different kind of uh, revenue amount that you gain per day. So you kind of gain revenue quicker with one tier over the other. They do have an option or a feature in the platform to buy ammo. So in essence, the NFTs have three kind of checkpoints. where you have to reload or buy ammo to continue the rewards. So that does kind of decrease your overall profitability on these things. Um, and if you decide not to buy ammo or you don't have any funds to buy that, your NFT in essence stagnates. But that's one way that they're kind of helping to fuel the system and not have kind of unlimited rewards, so to speak. And then once you're done with all that, you can always, with anything, sell your tokens to get those gains back into BUSD. So before we look at the other investment options, let's take a look at this one a little bit further. And one great place to check is on their Gitbook. So if you take a look at their website, you'll see the Docs menu option there. You can both see that as well as their white paper to kind of get information. They both have a number of details on there, like how to play, the game, depending on which way you operate. But I found, in doing the research, the easiest and cleanest way to understand this, the first type of investment, is looking at their soldiers and their types of rewards. But before we jump into that, let's just again look at the options of how you play. So first, they have this concept of enlisting a soldier. So what you do is you buy kill tokens, like I mentioned, purchase a tent, and there are 4 different tiers. So tier one, you can get between 1 and 1.6% kind of gains per day. Tier two, it kind of bumps it up a little bit, etc., all the way up to tier four, where at the very fastest you can get 2.2% per day. Then you can spawn and reveal a soldier. The soldier, in essence, here drives what percentage you have over here from your tent, and they're distributed, kind of like this. So lieutenant is the lowest level, so you kind of get the 1, 1.2, 1.4, and then general, I think, is the highest. It's the most rare. You get the 1.6, 1.82, etc. level. The ammo, I think it was 13 kill tokens. We'll take a look at that. Where basically you have to reload every certain amount of time, and then you can collect the rewards just as they happen naturally. So to look at that in more detail on the white paper, you can kind of see information. If you're in infantry, which is that first tier, these are all the soldiers that can spawn, from that. So again, if you get a lieutenant soldier, probably bad luck there, but you're getting daily rewards of 1%. It's in service for 200 days. So in essence, you're getting 200% overall. But then remember, you have to buy ammo. So you don't actually get 200%. You get a little bit less than that because you're buying the ammo, I think 3 times. And so they do tell you the ROI here. So to get your initial, what was it, 100, I believe, kill tokens for the lowest level, it'll take 126 days. And then they get the 200, total. So they get the 100, rewards. That's going to take 200 days in that case. So this gives a good kind of matrix. Like I mentioned, the very very most successful kind of generation of NFTs, you get an ROI of 57 days, so a little bit under 2 months. But anyway, that is the one way to play, and we'll take a look at the other ways as we continue on here. Okay. So that previous way to earn, it kind of feels like a Tokenomics type scheme where it's not really doing anything in the real world to gain money. So the second way to win or to earn money is to win a game. So this game is actually providing revenue for the platform. So same type thing, it requires the kill token. You download a game. It's not a web-based game, it's a PC game. So if you're on a Mac, you have to either use a VM to play the game, or you can just be Windows itself to play it. When you play the game, it costs 1 kill token to play, and then you gain rewards based on how many kills in the game you have. If you kill, say, one other soldier, you get point, I think, 75 kill tokens. But let's take a look at the details here a little bit further. So skipping over this for a moment. So in the game, you can enter. It's a first-person shooter game, and it costs a kill token to play, right? So here's that cost to play. There are, I believe, nine opponents in the game. So if you killed all nine, then you get 0.75 per kill, right? So it's 0.75 times 9. You get 6.75 back, and then minus the one, token you used to play. So you get 5, 0.75 back. If you just completely won the game, got everybody across the board. Um, the game is a 10-minute round. And then let's see. So then there is some kind of unique distributions after this. So basically, if you play the game, um, your purchases are split first off between the developers and Warfi gets some, but also your team gets a certain amount of money that they once you win or whatnot. So kind of fun way to play the game. But the key here is that if everybody's paying one kill token to play, and then there's 0.75 or 0.25 going to the platform, some of that money then is helping sustain the overall system, to fuel rewards for things like this for the kind of node based model. So that's the second way to earn money on this platform. Right, and then the final way to earn on this platform is to buy an NFT. So the NFT is a little bit unique. They are kind of doing this via a whitelist system. So if you look at their docs, and you go to their NFT here, so they're calling this a warbot. And in order to participate in it, you actually have to purchase. Let's see if they show it here. Yeah, you have to either buy 1,000 uh, kill tokens and kind of invest that in soldiers, and so the tanks and flying soldiers, or a K9 unit, which costs 350 kill tokens. So I think the K9 unit is the better kind of option. Once you do that, you can open a ticket with them on Discord, and then they will allow you to purchase uh, the NFT. The pre-sale is 1,000. The public is 1,200. And then, basically after you do that, that money is kind of split up in a number of ways, right? So 85% goes to trading bots, some goes to the company treasury, some goes to buying and managing the bots. So in essence, people are running the platform. And then the rewards from these bots, 10% goes back to their treasury, and then 90% goes to holders. You get split up amongst the holders. And you can decide if you want to compound it and how you want to kind of do that with the profits. Um, so that is, a similar method. Some other platforms have things like that, just like Horde has their zombie NFT, which does a very similar thing. A lot of projects are getting into the trading bot kind of space. So that's the third and kind of final way to make money on the platform. Okay, so how can this platform make revenue, right? That's one thing you always want to ask yourself when investing in a DeFi platform. Sometimes they're just making money based on new investments, which is not really sustainable. This project, in this case, is actually making money, right? So there are three ways that they make money. One is through the game, like we spoke about. In essence, everybody spending one kill token to play, and they can only get 0.75 reward if they do kill somebody, or per kill. That means 0.25 is going to the platform. So that's one way they're getting money. Another is trading bots. So a portion of the trading bots are actually going to the treasury and the platform itself. And then the final is a price management system. So for those of you that are familiar with Horde, they kind of have what they're calling a PMS. I've heard it be like a LMS system. But in essence, what happens is they're keeping the token in a range between 1 BUSD and 1.1 BUSD. So if the price goes below 1, then the PMS will buy back that. So in essence, they're using their funds to push to create sell pressure to push that price back up above $1. And then if it goes above $1, then they will sell and kind of creating pressure, downstream to bring it back down. So it kind of keeps it, stable within that range. And as a result, they can kind of make money off of that, right? So if it is going above $1.10, then they're making that difference in essence because they're the ones that are selling at that level. So it's kind of one way to stabilize a platform, and that's what they're doing. So those are the different revenue models. They are looking to expand. And I hear that they're also partnering with the UP protocol, so you can actually get rewards in UP as well. But stay tuned on more details of that. All right, so next up is we're going to take a look at their dApp. So if you go to app.warfi.games, that is their dApp. You can either go to the website, right, and click Launch dApp, or you can click Buy Kill, which brings you to the PancakeSwap site. So here, in essence, there's a number of menu options. My army shows how many soldiers you have right now. Pre-sale, lets you buy the different types of tents and the tiers for the tents. Resources just brings you to their, Twitter, Discord, etc. Language you can just translate. Buy item here allows you to buy an infantry tent, a dog pack tent, or some ammo. So let's go through this process and actually buy some of their NFTs and tokens. So if we go to resources and buy kill, that is going to bring me to PancakeSwap. And basically, it already fills in for you the BUSD to kill. And if you look at the 1 month kind of range, these aren't really quite great graphics on PancakeSwap. But in essence, you see that it kind of is staying stable, between $1.90 or so, right? So trying to keep it within that range. Even further out here, right? So it's relatively, within a certain range. So if I want to go ahead and take all of my, BUSD, let's do 180. Convert it to kill tokens, right? Click swap. I've already kind of pre-approved this. Confirm the swap here. Okay, and I believe the transaction completed. So now in my wallet, I should see kill tokens. Down here, 178. That's down here as well. Like I mentioned, it's about like $1.10 or so for the exchange rate, or dollar 0.10 or down there. And so now if we go to the platform here, we should be able to buy tokens. So let's see, if I go to buy item, and I'm just going to buy infantry tent, one of them. I'm going to pay with kill. Don't have a creator code, and so I'm just going to buy that here. Should ask me to approve as the first step. So that I've given permission. And again, as a disclaimer, like right, so that's just showing that I have like a relatively large kill amount that I'm approving. Let's just change that to I don't know, maybe 200. Actually, I don't know what that is in. Let's leave the approval amount there. Let me go ahead and confirm that. The reason I paused there is I wasn't sure what the how many decimals were on the token itself. It's usually 18, but sometimes projects change or can change, and I can adjust my approval amount later to bring that down if I like. Okay, so now I have a tent, right? So this is kind of like a pre-NFT, right? And so now I have to click enlist soldier. So if I go ahead and do that, it's going to determine what kind of soldier I get, again, from the 4 different tiers. And that will process in a second. Sometimes processing NFTs take a little longer. Okay, so I got an infantry, which again, if we go back to the white paper, oops, sorry. Infantry was a level we showed. it's L and then B. So that's this kind of lieutenant up here. So again, the very, very basic one that I got, but again, I think it's 85% chance of me getting that level. So that's, perfectly, understandable. Um, and so now my kill balance is up here. And then if I, see I have one soldier, you can look at it or whatever. Can kind of see my history, how long until I have to get my ammo pack, right? Um, and then kind of my claim, information. I can go ahead and claim whenever I get reward. I don't have anything yet, but I can just click on claim reward here and do that. And then if I want to buy other things, I can always continue to go buy. I'm just going to buy some ammo because I know I have to get it. Um, so let's wait for this soldier. Let's buy that. Actually, before I do that, let me just double check if it auto applies right away. So if I go to this soldier here, I see that I have 49 days, about 50 days, whatever. So if I go here, buy item, ammo for the soldier, get one, buy that. It's going to take out on my kill balance. That's only 13 each. Go ahead and confirm that. It's taking a moment to process it here. Okay, that should be confirmed. And I may have to refresh, but because I still see the kill balance not updating quite yet. Let me check if how that looks there. Okay, it did actually apply. So now I have, about 100 days, right? And again, if you look at the, I guess the white paper has it. If you look at the white paper for the ammo, 50 for the first, 100 for second, 150 for the final. So I can actually go ahead and buy that last one, and then I just don't have to worry about buying ammo again. Um, so I'll go here. I'm just going to buy one more ammo, so I don't have to continually monitor this. And then now I'm kind of all set just to continually collect the rewards. And then, with these things, you can kind of continually compound, so to speak, right? So, like, after I get to the, how many days until the ROI? The 126 days, then I'll have 100 kill tokens, and I can buy another lieutenant while I wait for it to gain that remaining, kind of amount. And again, the total rewards I'm going to get here, if you do, 100 and it's going to get 200 days of service at 1% a day, that's 200%. So in theory I have 200 kill tokens, but I have to buy the ammo twice. So minus 13, minus 13 for the second ammo. I don't know if it's a third amount. So in that sense, like 161 is the net amount that I'm going to get, right? But then if I keep on doing this, I can keep on kind of compounding and getting more and more soldiers if I like, or I can cash out, whichever is kind of the best option for you and your kind of personal situation. So that's overall how the dApp works, and so we will continue on from there. Okay, so what are the risks and the safeguards? Let's start with the safeguards. So they are running multiple projects, the founders. So they have this and they have up. So that kind of gives me confidence that they are kind of managing a number of communities and projects at once. They have multiple revenue streams. So the game and the investment bot are the two main ones. Um, Generally, the AI bots are doing decently well in the community. I expect at some point those are not going to do so well, just because as more and more people get involved in it, that might change some of the economics of it. But the game should, assuming people like it, continue. Now, if people don't like the game or they're not interested in it, that might be a source of a risk. But they could always innovate, from there. Having capped rewards helps, right? So like initially, they have these projects that continually run. You think about like EMP was a good example. And so, as rewards get capped or limited to say, in this case, 200 days, or 1.61%, um, or 1.61 times the reward, then you actually can kind of stop and kind of get a good picture of how much you need to feed the system. Um, they are limiting their AI bots, right? So they have a limited amount. They're not just going to like flood that market with bots. So that's kind of good. It's always hard to manage a large portfolio because I think as you get larger and larger in portfolio, you tend to want to get like maybe riskier and riskier in some cases. And then they, finally they are KYC'd and kind of doxed. So you see their faces on their the white papers, and you see that they've been KYC by groups. So that gives more confidence. Um, what are some risks? Well, I'm not a big fan of a what they call a price, um, a PMS price management system or LMS, a liquidity management system. We've seen in other projects like Horde, for example, um, that just end up tanking. Um, sometimes you can create too much, sell pressure, and then the thing just tanks. I like better what they're doing with Up, where it's not using any kind of market. It's just all the exchanges are on the dApp itself. So I kind of recommend this project switch to that if possible. Um, the rewards do seem kind of high, right? Whenever you feel like you can, double your money in what is it like 200 or so days, that always seems kind of risky. So I think if they had lower and more realistic rewards, that would be more sustainable. But it's something to watch out for. So those are the risks and the safeguards. As always, a lot of these presentation templates are using Slides Go and some icon packs and some free images. So I always like to support those companies because they allow me to focus on the research as opposed to the presentation. So thank you to those groups. And with that being said, that is the Warfi platform. As you noticed during this video, we did not go over code. There's a lot of code for the different projects, the NFTs, the trading bots, the rewards, the game. So I wanted to spend a whole separate video on that. So look for that deep dive soon on the code. But for now, we're just giving an overview of the platform itself. So again, overall, I think there's a lot of good mechanics here. It really depends on user adoption, but it seems like there's definitely a lot of potential for Warfi. Let me know what you think about this project in the comments. I'm curious to hear your thoughts.